Error. An error is a mistake, misconception, or misunderstanding on the part of software developer. In the category of developer, we include software engineers, programmers, analysts, and testers. For example, a developer may misunderstand a design notation, or a programmer might type a variable name incorrectly, leads to an error. It is the one which is generated because of wrong login, loop, or due to syntax. Error normally arises in software. It leads to change the functionality of the program. Examples of error. First, the syntax, a grammatical error. The second is logic error. Multiply instead of adding two operands. Third is memory bit got stuck, but CPU does not access this data. The fourth, software bug is subroutine is not visible while the subroutine is not called. Fault. An incorrect step, process, or data definition in a computer program which cause the program to perform in an unintended or unanticipated manner. A fault is introduced into a software as the result of an error. It is an anomaly in the software that may cause it to behave incorrectly and not according to its specification. It is the result of the error. The software industry can still not agree on the definition for all the above. In essence, if you use the term to mean one specific thing, it may not be understood to be that thing by your audience. Example is syntax grammatical error, logic error, multiply instead of adding two operands, software bug, random hardware fault, memory bit stuck. Failure. A failure is the inability of a software system or component to perform its required function within specified performance requirements. When a defect reaches the end customer, it is called a failure. During development, failures are usually observed by testers. Examples: a software fault becomes a software failure when if it is activated. Faults may be found in the software due to the way the software is executed or other constraints on the software execution such as execution option. Software development process. Ito po yung makikita natin dito yung mga errors, fault, or software failure. Kung makikita natin na marami yung error. Kung mangalawa naman yung fault, tsaka yung sa huli, yung failure naman. Kasi sa software error talaga nag-uumpisa kung bakit nagkakaroon ng fault. At kapag hindi naman na bigyan ng solusyon yung fault, magiging failure yung software nyo. Karoon ng problema sa system. Classification of the causes of software errors. The 9 causes of software errors are: first, faulty requirements definition. Second, client-developer communication failures. Third, deliberate deviation from software requirement. The fourth, logical design errors. And the fifth, coding errors. 6, non-compliance with documentation and coding instructions. 7, shortcomings of the testing process. 8, user interface and procedure errors. 9, documentation errors. 9 causes of software errors. The first is faulty requirements definition. Usually considered the root cause software errors, incorrect requirement definition, simply stated wrong definition, formulas, etc. Incomplete definition, unclear or implied requirements, missing requirements, just flat out missing. Inclusion of unneeded requirements. Many projects have gone amok for including far too many requirements that we'll never use. Impacts budgets, complexity, development time. Client-developer communication failures, misunderstanding of instruction in requirements documentation, written and graphical instructions, misunderstanding of written changes during development, misunderstanding of oral changes during development, lack of attention to client message by developers dealing with requirements changes and to client response by clients to developer questions. Very often, these very talented individuals come from different planets. It seems clients represent the users, development represent a different mindset entirely sometimes. 3. Deliberate deviation from software requirements. Developer reuses previous similar work to save time. Often reused codes needs modification which it may contain unneeded and unusable extraneous code. Book suggests developers may overtly omit functionality due to time budget pressures. Another bad choice, system testing will uncover this problem to everyone's dismay. I have never seen this done intentionally, but understand it. Developer inserting inapproved enhancement, perfect coding, a sneak new search. We also ignore some seemingly minor features, which sometimes are quite major. Have seen this and it too causes problems and embarrassment during reviews. 4. Logical design errors. Definition that represents software requirements by means of erroneous algorithms. Yep, wrong formulas, wrong decision logic tables, incorrect description in text, process definition, procedures specified by system analysts not accurately reflecting the real business process. Note, all errors are not necessarily software errors. This seems like a procedural error and likely not part of software system, but they are errors nonetheless. Erroneous definition of boundary condition, a common source of errors. The absolutes like no more than, fewer than, in times or more. The first time, etc.
4.1 Logical design errors. Omission of required software system states. If rank is greater than is equal to 01 and the VI is numeric, then easy to miss an action based on the software system state. Omission of definitions or procedures concerning reactions to illegal operation of the software system, including not only code to detect an illegal operation, but failure to design the computer software reaction to this. An illegal operation ay ito yung term na madalas nakikita sa mga error messages o isang command na nanggagaling mismo sa operating system o sa computer processor na tumutukoy sa isang operasyon o operation na hindi alam ng operating system at processor. Sa makatuwid ay hindi ito maisasagawa ng tama. Number 5. Coding errors. Too many try to list. Syntax errors or grammatical errors. Logic errors or program runs results wrong. Runtime errors or crash during execution. Know the differences. We also able to supply an example. Examples do not define something but they may be used to support or supplement a definition. Ito ang mga error kung saan nahanap ng compiler ang mga bagay na mali sa iyong program at hindi mo rin itong ma-execute ng tama. Halimbawa, maaaring gumamit ka ng maling punctuation o maaaring sinubukan mong gumamit ng variable na hindi pa na i-declare. Number 6. Non-compliance with documentation and coding instructions. Non-compliance with published templates or formats. Non-compliance with coding standards. Standards and integration branch. Size of program. Other programs must be able to run in environment, coding, Data elements and codes. AFM 300-4. Development procedures. Required documentation, manuals, and operating instructions. SQA team. Testing not only execution software but coding standards, manuals, messages displayed. Resource needed, resource name, such as file names or program names. One may ask why non-compliance with coding instructions should cause software errors. Pinaniniwalaan na ang maaring mangyaring non-complying software ay mag-expect ng pag-increase the rate of errors made by the development and maintenance teams. At maaari din ito maging sanhi o maling pag-unawa ng iyong mga kagrupo or development team na nagpapanatili upang maisagawa ng wasto o ang pagbabago ng program. Number 7. Shortcomings of the testing process. Likely the part of the development process cut short most frequently. Incomplete test plans. Part of the application not tested or tested thoroughly. Superficial, boundary conditions, path testing, branch testing, or coverage measures. Failure to document and report detected errors and faults. So many levels of testing we will cover. Failure to quickly correct detected faults due to unclear indications that there was a fault. Failure to fix the error due to time constraints. Many philosophies are depending on severity of error. Shortcomings of the testing process affect o ito daw yung pagsubok na maaring nakaka-apekto sa malaking rate ng error sa pamamagitan ng pag-iiwan ng na malaking bilang ng mga hindi nakikita o hindi naitama na mga error. Ang mga pagkukulang na ito ay maaaring maging resulta ng hindi kumpleto ang test plans or failure to document and report detected error and faults, at maaaring maging failure to promptly correct detected software faults and incomplete correction of detected errors. Number 8. User interface and procedure errors. Remember, to the user, the interface is the entire system. If the interface is unsatisfactory, this view will be also absolutely conveyed up the line. The learnability and utility of the interface. Ang causes software errors na ito ay nangyayari sa tuwing nagkakaroon ng misunderstanding in process implementation and failure of communication with potential users na gumagamit sa mga detalye na nakaplanong solusyon at mga hakbang na kinakailangan upang maisagawa ang aplikasyon, tulad ng pagpaprocess ng mga system ng software na isinasagawa sa maraming mga hakbang. Number 9. The last causes of software errors. The documentation errors. Errors in the design documents. If docs do not represent the implemented design, this is trouble for subsequent redesign and reuse. Errors in the documentation in the user manuals, operator's manual, other manuals such as installation. Errors in online help if available. Listing of non-existing software functions. Plant early but drop. Remain in documentation. Many error messages are totally meaningless. The documentation errors that trouble the development and maintenance teams are errors in the design documents and in the documentation integrated into the body of the software. Ang mga error na ito ay maaaring maging sanhi ng karagdagang mga error sa karagdagang stages or pagpapaunlad sa program o during maintenance. Isa pang uri ng documentation, one that mainly affects the user, is an error in the user manuals. Ito daw yung mga error sa mga manual na gumagamit at sa pinapakitang tulong na isinasama o nakapaloob sa software. Software quality assurance and software engineering. Software quality assurance is simply way to assure quality in the software. It is the set of activities which ensure processes, procedures as well as standards suitable for the project and implemented correctly. Software quality assurance is a means and practice of monitoring the software engineering processes and methods used in a project to ensure proper quality of the software. It may include ensuring conformance to standards or models such as ISO. It includes standards and procedures that managers, administrators, or even developers may use to review and audit software products and activities to verify that the software meets quality criteria, which link to standards. According to Automotive SPICE, which is based on ISO or IEC 15504, software quality assurance is a supporting process that provides the independent assurance that all work products, activities, and processes comply with the predefined plans and quality strategies. Software quality assurance encompasses the entire software development process, includes requirements, engineering, software design, coding, code reviews, source code control, software configuration management, testing, release management, and software integration. It is organized into goals, commitments, abilities, activities, measurements, verification, and validation. Software quality assurance ay isang proseso na tinitiyak ang lahat ng proseso sa software engineering, pamamaraan at mga aktibidad o ang pagsubaybay sa mga items sa trabaho at sinusunod nito ang mga pamantayan. Ang mga tinutukoy na pamantayang ito ay maaaring isa o isang kombinasyon na anumang tulad ng ISO 9000 or CMMI model, ISO 15504 at marami pang iba.